Okay, good morning, students. Once again, I welcome you all for this session. Okay, so let us solve a problem for the second condition, that is when the neutral axis lies outside the flange. How to find out the moment of resistance of T-beam. So the problem is like this. Okay, a T-beam of flange width 1200 mm, flange thickness 100 mm, and rib width or web width 275 mm, and this beam has an effective depth of 550 mm, and this is reinforced with 6 bars of 25 mm diameter and 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. So totally there will be 10 bars. Okay. For this beam you have to find out what is the ultimate moment of resistance, that is MU, or factored moment you have to find out. So using M20 grade concrete and Fe415 grade steel. So using this data we are going to draw the sketch where we are going to see the T-beam. So this is the flange, okay, and this will be the web or rib, okay. And as per the given data, the width of flange, that is BF, will be 1200 mm, okay. Then depth of flange, this is the flange, depth of flange will be 100 mm. Then width of web or rib, this is the web or rib. So width of web is equal to 275 mm. Then effective depth, so effective depth will be from the top of flange to the center of reinforcement. So the small d is equal to 550 mm. Then grade of concrete is M20, means characteristic compressive strength of concrete is 20 Newton per mm square, and grade of steel is Fe415. So therefore Fy is equal to 415 Newton per mm square. Now as per the given data, area of steel. So area of steel will be 6 bars of 25 mm diameter plus 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. So the total AST, that is equal to 6 into 5 by 4, 25 square plus 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. Okay, so the total AST will be 3750 mm square. Okay, so when a problem will get like this, so initially we don't know where the neutral axis. It may be inside the flange or it may be outside the flange. So let us start with the condition 1, that is, okay. So what is the condition 1? So the condition 1 will be assuming neutral axis lies within the flange. Okay. Condition 1 is neutral axis. Let us take neutral axis inside the flange only, that is XU less than DF. XU less than DF. Okay. So for this, now we are going to equate the total compressive force is equal to total tensile force. So now this is the compression zone, okay, above the neutral axis. It is the compression zone and this will be the tensile zone. So now we have to take what is the compressive force in this zone. So that is C is equal to total C. Now what is C now? Force is equal to what? Stress into area. So what is the stress now? 0.36 FCK will be the stress into area. So area of this compression zone, that is BF into XU. Okay, BF into XU. Okay, so 0.36 FCK is the stress, area is BF into XU. Similarly, total force is equal to, in the steel, stress is 0.87 Fy and area of steel is AST. So this is total C and this is total T. Now from this I can find out XU. So therefore XU is equal to 0.87 Fy AST divided by 0.36 FCK BF. So substitute all the values, find out what is the neutral axis depth, that is XU. So in this case, after calculation, XU will be 156.70 mm. Okay, so this is the neutral axis depth. Now what we have assumed in the beginning? We have assumed neutral axis within the flange, that is we have assumed XU is less than DF. Okay, now we have got the XU. Okay, now this XU is compared with DF, that is depth of flange. So what is the depth of flange given? It is 100 mm. Okay, so therefore after comparing XU and DF, So XU is greater than DF. Understand this sentence. So here this XU is greater than DF. So what we have assumed? XU is less than DF we have assumed. But after comparing XU is greater than DF, so our assumption is wrong. Okay, XU is not within the flange, or neutral axis is not within the flange, it is outside the flange. So therefore neutral axis lies outside the flange. So this is the first step. Okay, so now we are not going to take this XU because the condition is not satisfied here. Now the second case is what we have to assume now? Case 2. It is neutral axis lies outside the flange now. Okay, neutral axis lies outside the flange means XU is greater than DF. XU, see this sketch. Okay, XU, this is the XU now. It is not inside the flange. Now it is outside the flange. So this is XU, this is DF. Now condition is this XU is greater than DF. That is the second case. Okay, and as soon as you come to the second case, no doubt we have to assume neutral axis outside the flange. But one more condition you have to consider, whether DF is less than 3 by 7 XU or DF is greater than 3 by 7 XU. Okay, so let us assume neutral axis outside the flange and DF, that is depth of flange, is less than 3 by 7 XU. So these two conditions are important now. Now again, once again you have to calculate XU only now. Okay, neutral axis depth, XU will be calculated, and again this condition will be checked, and also this condition has to be checked. Okay, now this is a sketch. So this is a neutral axis XU DF. Okay, and this is total AST provided in the beam. Now again now try to understand here. So whatever the portion above this neutral axis, okay, this portion, what we are seeing, this portion, hatched portion is compression zone, and this will be tension zone. Now this total compression zone is divided into two rectangles. Okay, so this is one rectangle. Okay, this is one rectangle, and these two, okay, rectangles. Okay, now there will be two, total three. You can say that this is 1, 2, and this is 3, or 1, this is 2 and 2. So this total compression zone is consisting of two rectangles, one and this two. Okay, now again same thing, same procedure we are going to follow. Again equating total C is equal to total T. Total compression force in this compression zone is equal to total tensile force in this steel. That is C is equal to T. Now C is what now? C is C1 plus C2. So this is rectangle 1. I can consider force in this rectangle is C1 and force in these two rectangles is C2. Okay. So this is C1 plus C2 is equal to T. Now what is C1 now? Or total compressive force in this rectangle 1. Okay. Again stress into area. Force is stress into area. Again force stress is 0.36 FCK in this portion. 0.36 FCK is the stress. Area of this, now see, area of this one is what? BW. This is BW. And this is what? XU. So 0.36 FCK is the stress. Area is BW into XU. Okay. This is C1 plus C2. Okay, compressive force in these two rectangles. That is total. I will consider this as 1. That is 0.45 FCK is the stress. So here it is 0.36 FCK. In this flange it is 0.45 FCK. So 0.45 FCK is the stress. And what is the area of these two rectangles? Now total is what? BF minus this BW. Okay. So total BF minus BW will give this plus this. Okay. So 0.45 FCK is the stress and area is BF minus BW into what is the depth of this portion? This is DF. 0.45 FCK, BF minus BW into DF will be the area of this. So C1 plus C2 is equal to this T. Again, T is what? Total compressive force. Stress 0.87 Fy is the stress in this steel, and area of steel is AS. Okay. So X of this XU, all the values are known here. So calculate XU. So the neutral axis depth will be 263.35. Okay. Okay. Now again compare this with DF. Okay. So DF in this problem is 100 mm. This is 100 mm. Okay. What XU we have got? 263 means this XU is greater than DF. So XU is greater than DF. This condition is satisfied. Now this also you have to check now. Okay, this is satisfied now. Now DF should be less than 3/7 XU or not, we are going to check. Okay, this first condition is right. Now the next check is this. Okay, DF less than 3/7 XU we are assumed. Now 3/7 XU, just now we have calculated 263.35. Substitute this. So this 3/7 XU term will going to be given as 112.86 mm. Now what is DF? DF is 100 and this is 112.86. Whether DF is less than this 3/7 XU? Yes, DF is less than 3/7 XU. Okay, this condition is also satisfied. This is also satisfied. This is also satisfied. Okay. Now one more condition we are going to check. No doubt, neutral axis is outside the flange. DF less than 3/7 XU. But now we have to confirm whether this T beam is under reinforced or over reinforced. For that, whatever the XU you have calculated in this, okay, XU, this XU 263.35 mm you have calculated. This is compared with XU max. Okay, so now we are going to calculate XU max. So what is the grade of steel? Grade of steel is Fe415. So for Fe415 grade steel, XU max is equal to 0.48 D, or XU max upon D is equal to 0.48. So therefore XU max is equal to 264.48 into effective depth of the beam. Substitute this, we will get this XU max 264 mm. So XU max is 264 mm. Okay, then XU is 263.35 mm. So compare XU and XU max. Now here XU is less than XU max. Okay, XU is less than XU max. So therefore the section is under reinforced section. So this T beam is under reinforced section. Okay. Now last step is, once all the conditions are satisfied, now we are going to calculate ultimate moment of resistance or factored moment MU. Okay. So now MU is equal to what? How? Right? This formula already we know. So this is moment. Moment is equal to what? Force into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance here means this lever arm. Okay. Now see here. So MU is equal to C1 into lever arm plus C2 into lever arm. Okay. Now see here. Again in this sketch, don't buy out these values, this equation. Okay, try to understand that by referring this sketch. Now moment is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Okay. Now 0.36 FCK. Now see, whatever the C is there now, see here. 0.36 FCK BW into XU. This is C1. C1 that you have written here. C1 into, for this, lever arm. Okay, lever arm means distance between this steel and the center of this rectangle one. So 0.36 FCK BW into XU, D minus 0.4 to XU. Now for this rectangle, okay, so the lever arm will be like this is the C1 force in this only this portion. So this is lever arm. and we know that this will be 0.42 x. So when you take this C1 into this distance, so this is what? So from here to this center is D. So D, small d minus 0.42 x will get distance between these two forces. Okay, that we have written here, D minus 0.42 x. Okay, that is C1 into lever arm plus C2. See this C2. Okay, C2 means the force in these rectangles, that is 0.45 FCK BF minus BW into DF. This is force, right, into lever arm. So again lever arm, again from this to center of this. So again this is center. Okay, this is lever arm of these two rectangles. Now what is this now? Total is D. From here to here is D. D minus this half. Okay, this is not half. So this will be half. That is df upon, this is df. This will be df upon 2. So here this distance is lever arm is D minus df by 2. So that's we have written here 0.45 FCK BF minus BW into df. So this is force C2 into lever arm is D minus df by 2. So you can say that C1 into lever arm plus C2 into lever arm. So substitute all the values. Remember this XU will be substituted, not the previous one. So this is the final XU. So XU will be substituted. So calculate, right, the ultimate moment of resistance MU is equal to 645.36 into 10 raised to 6. It is Newton mm. Okay, it is Newton millimeter. So if you want to convert this into kilonewton meter, so Newton to kilonewton divided by 1000, then millimeter to meter again divided by 1000. So totally, if you divide this by 10 to the power of 6, so you will get MU is equal to this 645.36 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this is the problem you may get in the examination. So try to remember, initially we have to assume inside the flange, neutral axis inside the flange, check the condition. If it is not, then second condition, that is second case, neutral axis outside the flange, and this condition we are going to check. And finally we are going to find out ultimate moment of resistance. Hope you understood this problem. Try to solve this problem. Just by seeing the video you are not going to get. Okay, so try to solve the same problem. Again, if you have any doubt, so you feel free to ask me. Okay, so in the next class we will come up with some more interesting problems. Okay, so hope you understood this problem. Practice this problem, and thank you very much for attending this session. Okay, thank you.